For Creamer Media's Polity, I'm Sane Dhlamini. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me for Suttner's View, a weekly commentary on South Africa's political scene. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
A few analysts have been analyzing what's happening around former President Jacob Zuma, and some are saying he is the main cause of what is happening within the ANC. Do you agree with that?
Within the ANC or the KZN ANC or...
Yeah, if we can just maybe look at the NEC as well as what is happening in
I think what's happening is that the ANC has not been united. Before the conference in December, the results of the conference showed that the ANC leadership is divided. And that means that Cyril Ramaphosa can take one step forward, but then he has to take a short step backwards because of the opposition in parts of Northwest, Free State, KZN, parts of Eastern Cape perhaps, and scattered people in other areas. And a lot of these people have rallied behind Jacob Zuma. But they are not, they're hedging their bets, because if Cyril Ramaphosa's position is consolidated and they want a cabinet position or some benefit, well, then the man of the future is Cyril Ramaphosa. Jacob Zuma is a man of the past, and he's also a man who could well go to jail following his court cases, so that people are rallying around him, but they have to keep one foot in the Ramaphosa camp in most cases. But the people who are doing vigils for his court cases, things like this, most of them, or a lot of them, are not actually in the ANC. Some of them are from the National Interfaith Leadership Council, other churches, taxi owners, people like this who are disgruntled in various ways which are not directly related to being ANC members. But they force that Black Land, First Land is also not ANC.
But then recently, I think on Sunday or Saturday, MKMVA spokesperson Kalni House came out and said that the NEC was actually wrong when it decided that the ANC members should not support Zuma during his court case that is coming on Friday. Do you think they should support him?
No, they didn't say they can't support them. They said they can't support, they can't wear ANC colours if they go to court. They're entitled to support him as individuals according to the NEC. But what the MKVA says, what Colnier says, doesn't carry a lot of weight with me, because a lot of the MKVA are doubtful veterans of the struggle. Some of them are too young to have been around when there was MK. So what they say, I don't know what weight we give to that.
Without a doubt, we know that the ANC is divided now, and there is a book that is recently launched by Leon Schreiber that talks about South Africa having to prepare for a coalition because of what is happening in the ruling party. Do you think that the ANC, especially what we see in KZN as the biggest province that has a lot of supporters, is going to lose a lot of people if this party that they are talking about that has to do with Jacob Zuma materialize?
Well, we don't know if there's going to be a new party, and we also don't know whether the ANC is going to get below 50%. On the one hand, the ANC may have to get coalition partners if it gets below 50%, because what we've seen is a number of blows. For example, the growth figures are much lower than people thought, and these rises in the fuel price are going to hit the consumer. So it's not clear what the level of support the ANC under Ramaphosa has. But to just start a party from ragtag groups who are going to court in Pietermaritzburg and a few of these things, I don't know whether that's going to have any effect. Most of these groups need a long time to coalesce as a party, have a leader, all these things. I doubt whether they would be a challenge. Also, the other parties are in trouble. DA is in trouble, EFF is in trouble. So it may be that no party gets over 50%. I don't know. My guess is that the ANC, I don't know who they'll lose votes to, who they'll win from, but the ANC may well get over 50% despite these setbacks, partly because of the weakness of the opposition and the discredited nature of many of the people who are supporting Zuma at this moment.
But then we haven't heard much from Jacob Zuma distancing himself from the party, as well as him saying that he is not like involved in any of those people who are against Ramaphosa. What does this say about him?
Well, he's quite a sly person. What he's doing is letting other people do things. And he goes to ANC Land Summit, sometimes to NEC meetings, all these things. And there's been no ANC president since 1994, since when they, after finishing their term of office, who's gone as often to ANC meetings. And I don't know that this is a sign of dedication. It may be a sign of saying to people, the one pole of support is Ramaphosa, the other pole is Zuma. What will come of this, I don't know.
And lastly, this year we are celebrating a centenary of Madiba, as well as people like Mama Sisulu. I was just wondering, if we look at what is happening in the ruling party, what do you think they would be saying right now of their party?
I don't know what they would be saying, but what I think is the ethical standards that guided Mandela and Mama Sisulu were very, very different from that of someone like Zuma. Ramaphosa is saying now that he wants to recover some of those values. Some people are cynical because of what he was doing in the period of the Zuma presidency. But my view is, whatever one thinks of the period of the Zuma presidency, what he did then, if he's going to clean up the state and get the crooks into jail, I support that. And I think it's very important to understand that when people are attacking Ramaphosa, who are they? Are they people who've got tenders under Zuma, or is there good faith in this? Because my sense is that we should not think all of this is healthy criticism, healthy debate. Some of it is motivated by the closing in on them. But it's uneven. And I think people like, it would never have got to this state under the leadership of Nelson Mandela or Thabo Mbeki. And I think what's happened in the last 10 years is going to take a long time to remedy.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking to Crema Media's Polity about what is Zuma up to.